Guys, it is that time. It's your host with the most, Paul Plan 2, reminding you that Earth is my planet.
Earth is my planet.
What's up, what's going on, guys? Today we have a gardening extravaganza, yet another one. It's been a little minute, I've been out of town, but what we're focusing on today is growing a garden with nothing but free plants. I personally have the belief that if you are gardening, you are enhancing our world, our environment. You shouldn't have to pay an arm and a leg for some plants. So today we have a whole array of plants that I got for free 99 that I am upgrading my yard with. Now this video does start at the end of last video where I found a bag of plants that someone just tossed to the curb and I propagated those. So let's check the progress. All right, so the elephant ears have definitely shown a ton of growth. Pretty much all these dudes have leafed out and I have a ton of plants just popping. Now I'm not gonna throw these dudes in the ground because I already have two growing and that is plenty. They will propagate themselves. So I just have all these on the back burner and may turn them into some house plants. But yeah, the first three plants we got are elephant ears. All right, so on my little patio, y'all also saw me propagate some wandering Jew and I placed those all up in a bunch of water. So let's see if some roots did take off and grow. Look at this. Hold on, look at this, look at that. Okay, so you guys can see, this is disgusting. There are roots that are taking off in the propagation station. So these guys are chilling like some villains. Look at that. You have some roots popping right there. So we probably will throw these in the ground later today, but that is some good progress on all of these guys. I mean, dude, we're rooted and booted. Look at those miniature roots. What's up, boy? Okay, so if you guys have been following the channel for a while, y'all know I have this little tropical tiny garden going on right up against the backside of my garage. And I also threw some wandering Jew in my laziness right here in this bed. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, man. This whole bag smells so horrible because I have let them rot and fester way too long on the side of the driveway to shoot this video. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump all these in this flower bed. This is kind of like a tropical flower bed. It needs a ground cover, so why not be some purple heart wandering Jew? So god dang, let's get it in. All right, that's what I call letting Jesus take the wheel. We'll see what happens. Dude, these guys took off. I'm telling y'all, there's no better propagation technique than stomping stuff into the ground and filling a tropical bed full of that perp. My God, flawless technique. So those are cool and all, but now let's get to planting some things that are a little bit more expensive if you want to buy them at nurseries that I did manage to get for absolutely free $99. All right, so first and foremost, we have this Sabal Palmetto, which is the only native palm tree to this area of the United States, Houston, Texas, Zone 9B. And this is the Sabal Minor, so it is the Dwarf. And this dude I got at an estate sale for free 99. I did buy this pot, which was I think like $4. And then this dude happened to be sprung up in it. It's been a couple months and it's gotten huge, so let's go ahead and plant this guy out. Now before we get planting that big specimen, I was blessed by one of you guys, the homie Alex, who sent me this whole freezer bag full of nothing but Sabal Minor Palmetto seedlings. This is crazy. I am blessed. So thank you, Alex, for reaching out to me via email and sending these. So I am going to be doing a mass planting of these guys because they will add that native tropical look to my backyard garden. I'm excited. Let's get digging. Let's get planting. All right, so these are what the seedlings look like in all their glory. The root system is just percolating, and I am planting these dudes against my fence line just because I figured they would look really good as a backdrop behind all the fruit trees that I previously planted. Now another great spot for these Sabal Minor Palmettos is right up against the roots of mature trees. So I've walked around Houston and I've seen these guys growing right next to giant tree trunks. So I was like, what better space than next to my oak tree roots to plant a few of these guys? So even on my oak tree that has a nice little garden bed next to it, I was like, oh yeah, we can get tropical, we can get unstoppable by adding a little smile fry in the mix. Now, I threw in a whole gang of these guys up against this other fence line because I really don't want to see into my neighbor's yard like that. No offense, they do have beautiful manicured landscaping. I kind of just want a little lost, secluded jungle vibe going on in my backyard. Now, these dudes I also planted in my front yard too because I had a space in between 2 oak trees that they could fit in perfectly. They're super versatile. They can grow in full sun or full shade, so underneath the oak tree canopy, it ain't no thing. Any soil type, they can pretty much thrive in. So these are a resilient plant that can add a nice little tropical flavor to any yard. Okay, so all the small little whippersnappers are in the ground, and now it's time to throw in the big daddy, the big cojona. This nice Dwarf Sabal Palmetto. And I venture to say that this one is a couple of years old, so it's gonna be a minute until those tiny little infinitesimal dudes grow to this size, I do believe. But we have one specimen that's large, so we're gonna put him right next to this compost bin and really get that tropical vibe going in this corner. But first, there's a little free plant we need to remove. Guys, look at this young buck right here. We have this arrowhead vine. This is variegated, and this dude will take over. It pretty much is better as a houseplant in my environment than residing right here. So I'm gonna dig that dude up, pot him real quick, and have a nice little free houseplant. Shout out this dude, man. All right, now back from that minor detour, it's time to plant the big kahuna Sabal Minor Palmetto. So first and foremost, I dug a small carcass-sized hole to plop this guy into. Now, these dudes grow from North Carolina all the way down to Nuevo Leon, Mexico. So they're pretty much native to the southeast of the United States of America. But if you guys live in zones 7 through 10, you can grow them there. And I had to untangle these roots because this particular specimen, I do believe a bird was just munching on a seed, shat it out, and it happened to grow in this pot. But I mean, shout out that bird though, because without you, I wouldn't have this plant. And that's why I grow this stuff, man. For the birds to munch on, for the bees to sip on that sweet nectar, and to help obscure this giant cube of compost bin that I have in my yard. So all the above are being accomplished, and it makes the yard just look good. Dude, you can't ask for more. I'm in love with this Sabal Minor, dude. It's the only minor I mess with. All right, guys, so the Sabal Minor is in the ground, and next up we have my free 99 aguacates, my avocados, which I grew from seed, and they are right here. I have about 4 of them. They're 4 months old, and you know what? When you grow something from seed, it's not gonna taste exactly like a store-bought avocado, but it also isn't gonna taste like a freaking tennis ball. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant these dudes and let them grow. I might graft onto them if they do taste nasty, but I figure, man, I could have my own unique variety for free 99, and I can plant them in some questionable spaces so I don't feel as much of a high risk of purchasing an expensive avocado tree, planting it somewhere, and then having it die, you dig? Okay, so check out the first specimen, man. Healthy. Grew this from an avocado I shoved in my mouth. It was delicious. I think it's a little Haas avocado pit originally. Now, this guy's been growing for about 4 months, and it's at a pretty good size, but I kept it in a small pot so I could wedge it in between some oak tree roots in this partially shady area. Now, if you were to buy an avocado tree from a store, it would say plant it in full sun. That's why it's better to make these risky decisions with something I grew from seed. If it makes fruit, that's cool. If it doesn't, fine. Either way, it adds that tropical foliage, and it could possibly provide me with some food in the future. We'll just see how it goes, and that's why we garden. It's a divine experiment, guys. Like a bird might land on this branch, we can have a staring contest. All right, so this next avocado tree, I'm going to plant right here along my fence line, and that way it will block some of my neighbors like shed slash house area, and it's close enough to cross pollinate. It is January when I'm recording this video, so a freeze could come through, and if that's the case, I'm just gonna dig all these dudes up. But sometimes you gotta risk it for the plant biscuit. Let's go. All right, little fun fact moment. People used to call avocados alligator pears. What a creative description. But if you guys want to grow these outdoors, make sure you live in zones 8 through 11. If you don't know your climate zone, look that up, Buttercup. It's not too hard, not too shabby, but this tree, it's looking quite dapper. Oh, yes. Okay, so we have the second avocado in the earth, and now I'm gonna throw in avocado tree, number tree.
Oh,
and
y'all.
it also is going in kind of the compost bin back corner of me yard. And it's just because this area doesn't really have too many things that I can plant in it. It is partially sunny. I'm gonna save the corner for some bananas, but I figure I could lay up this avocado right in the front and just see how it does. Okay guys, so the next plant we're gonna transfer that was free is this beautiful tropical sage. Now it looks awesome, has beautiful red flowers, and originally I wanted this area to be like a whole wildflower meadow, but instead I'm gonna transfer the meadow into these beds. So whatever is already growing and is decently established, I can go ahead and plant, so that way I have a little bit of green grass for the dogs to play in and for me to recreate in, because that's a word. But let's dig this dude up and replant him. All right, we're gonna get scientific, baby. The Scarlet Sage is formerly known as the Salvia coccinei. And what I'm doing right now is removing the grass from the soil. I do not want grass all up in my garden beds. No, thank you. But this is one hell of a specimen, and it's very versatile like the Dwarf Sabal Minor. It can grow in full shade to full sun and anywhere in between, so this guy should thrive in this very rich soil that I have going on right here. Just look at how cute it looks, my god. Now it looks so good I had to dig up yet another one, and this second one is encrusted in red flowers. Now red flowers do attract hummingbirds to the garden, so that's something I can look forward to. But the Salvia coccinei is native to the southeast, zones 9 and 10 for the wind, and it reseeds readily, so I can't wait for this guy to fully take off in the garden. I mean, just look at it blowing in the wind. Something like a Neutrogena model. Just gorgeous, bruh, gorgeous. Okay, so another free plant I'm gonna throw in are these Mexican marigolds. Now these were also growing in the yard. They looked amazing. I'm just gonna literally move them like 3 feet into my flower beds and let them take off and reach their full potential. All right, so Mexican marigolds are formerly known as Tagetes erecta. My God. And this one particular specimen is very, very thick, has a beautiful yellow flower on it. And so I'm just like, I don't want to mow over you, so I'm going to place you in this bed in a nice sunny area. Now, this particular plant's parents grew up to 4 feet tall, so they were extremely tall all up in my yard last year. So I'm moving this to a more formalized area where it will thrive, look nice, and shoot, it already does. Just check out this last free specimen for the win. All right, Clash, so there we have it, man. Another day, another dollar, a ton of plants. All are in the ground for completely free 99. If you guys did enjoy, please like, comment, and obviously subscribe down below. This is a new channel, relatively. We're about to hit our 1-year anniversary, so thank y'all as always for watching. And remember, Earth is my planet.
Earth is my planet.
It's been your host with the most, Paul Plant 2. If you guys want to send me any seedlings of non-invasive stuff, I'm more than open. My email's in the description. Hit me up. I'm locked, I'm loaded, and I'm out. Peace.
Killing these songs, leaving a bloody life I rooster. And I'm in it to win it, so I'm somebody that you should get used to.